Hello again and welcome to this match reaction of the Manchester United 2-1 victory over Sheffield United in the English Premier League that saw us climb to 8th position, 7 points shy of the log leaders. We are slowly climbing up. But guys, is the result a reflection of our performance? We're here for the match reaction and I'm here to give you my personal ratings of these players position per position. You can't give me yours as well, as Manchester United continues to find their way back up. Indeed, it is going to be a long journey to the top, isn't it, guys? First of all, for me, I think it was not what I expected to watch. I expected Manchester United to deal with Sheffield United a lot more calmly, more easily. I had predicted a 4-1 victory. In fact, I thought this was supposed to be our most convincing win of the season. I mean, we are talking about the Sheffield United, a newcomer, one that hadn't won a single game coming into this. Of course, they haven't won a single game. They have only got 1 point in the games they have played. This was their 9th game, of course, another beating. They only managed a draw before. I mean, these are teams you should be taking on with confidence, with application, with character. But we didn't look like that, especially in the first half, because we let Sheffield United come at us. We let them grow confident into the game. The pressure was on us. We had such a disorganized, disjointed first half. Indeed, Eric Ten Hag said it as well after the game. And at halftime, we saw some bit of changes made by Ten Hag, but also the attitude of the players who stayed on from the first half looked a bit different. We looked more psyched up and more energized, more organized, like we knew what we're doing, and maybe that is why we're able to force that result. Scott McTominay, 3 goals now in 2 games, impressive, isn't it? But to be honest, whereas he scored our first goal of the game yesterday, he did not look as good. To be honest, he was one of the worst performers for United. Him, the captain Bruno Fernandes, I felt were way below par. But doesn't matter. If you're scoring goals, you need to be there because the most important thing in football is scoring goals. So McTominay, then of course, I felt there are certain players who did not deserve to start that game, but there are those who started and performed beyond expectations. Case in point for me is our man of the match, our best player for United in Harry Maguire. I felt he was our better player, and not many will agree, but I feel Maguire organized us. And like I've been saying, if Maguire doesn't make that error that is going to cost us a goal, he's going to look like a good player. He's going to organize us. And even Eric Ten Hag said it at the end. This is the Maguire they want to see playing. And probably the way he has been managed has been good. So let's get into the match reaction. But of course, Manchester United dominated possession. About 62% of the ball was ours. Does that matter a lot? Perhaps it does, perhaps not. But really, we are now on 15 points, 21 for the log leaders. I mean, possession is not what we'll be so interested in if we are not going to make it effective and give us points. That will make us narrow the gap between us, Man City, and Arsenal, or even Spurs. So we've got to be winning games, but more comfortably. Now, what is my rating of these players? I'll start off with Andre Onana in goal. Of course, Onana made a few important saves because, like I said, in the first stanza, Sheffield United were all over us like a body rush. They were, I think, in all, they were beating us in all areas of the game, in all key facets of the game. I felt like they were more confident that they played like they were at home. They had the confidence to attack Manchester United. And again, that speaks of how we have lost that fear factor as a club over years. And every day it keeps going down, I feel. I mean, if a Sheffield United that's rock bottom can come and play like that against us, regardless of them being at home, I felt it shows you how we do not subdue teams at all lately. But Andrew Nana, I would give him I mean, for me, I would give him a 5 out of 10. Yes, I would give Onana a 5 out of 10. I think, well, he seemed to get a knock somewhere in the first half. And actually, many were thinking this was the opportunity for Bindil to get his debut for the club, Premier League debut. But unfortunately, it did not happen because Onana managed to soldier on. But I will give him a 5 out of 10. At best, a 5.5. But let's go with a 5 out of 10 because I don't think many of our players were that good. We are so far above average. So Onana, I'll keep him average at 5. Right back, Victor Lindelof comes up in there. It's rare. I don't remember when I saw Lindelof play the right back position. I feel uh, he struggled there, to be honest, in all fairness. Lindelof really struggled in that right back position. And that's why I think it would be safe to say a 4.5 would be a decent mark for him. At best, a 5 as well. But maybe Onana, because of the few saves he made, he can be slightly 0.5 ahead of him. So I'll give Lindelof a 4.5. I feel like he was a little below average. Then uh, left back, of course, Diogo Dalot in there. He was dashing and making moves here and there. I think Dalot was another poor performer, save for the fact that he scored the winning goal. I mean, before the goal, I think he was, all out of sorts. So I would give Diego Dalot a 5.5. Well, just because he scored the winning goal and it was such a bullet, it was a screamer. So a 5.5 wouldn't be bad on him. Central defense, Harry Maguire, for me, was one of our better players. I would give him a 6.5. Yes, I thought he was an organizer when with and without the ball. And his passes, we know his style of play. When he's good and confident, Maguire is a good defender. So I thought a 6.5 would be fair for him. Then he played alongside uh, alongside Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, calm again, always not so visible as you'd expect. He's always in a silent organizer and all. But I'll give him a 6. I'll give Johnny Evans a 6. He was not that visible. I'll give him a 6 or 5.5. But let's go with a 6 for Johnny Evans because I think collectively the backline tried to keep us at bay. I mean, even when in the first half Sheffield United were all over us, I felt they tried to keep it together. So the whole backline and goalkeeper collectively, I would give them a 5.5 collectively. I'll give them a 5.5. Then let's go to the midfield. Sofian Amrabat had moments, of course, he had even a shot that hit the crossbar, but you felt he was several times caught out of position. I felt his certain passes at times were not distinct. I felt like Amrabat was a confusion of sorts, and we've seen it before in certain games when he was running into Lindelof. Maybe that then was because he was playing right back, which isn't his natural position. I was not very excited by Amrabat. He's a silent player. He's not your fancy footballer. That to be fair, but with the expectations I've got of Amrabat, I felt like this was one of his, not his better games. This is not one of the games he'll sit back and think about himself and how he performed. So I would give Amrabat a 5.5 as well. Yes, Amrabat for me, 5.5 out of 10. Then same midfield we had Victor, rather Scott McTominay. McTominay did not start as a number 10 where I would have preferred him to be. I'm thinking this is a mistake, and again goes back to Eric Ten Hag and his decision making. If this boy shows you what he can do close to goal, keep him closer to goal more minutes in the game. And that means playing him as a number 10 because he has played there before. It's not like you're trying him in a position he has never played. So for me, because of Eric Ten Hag and perhaps even in his mind, Scott McTominay was not happy playing as a number 8. I think McTominay, you saw the goal he scored and where he was. That's where he's supposed to be more of the time. I mean, that's why he's behind the number 10, Rasmus Højlund. So I feel like because he was played a little out of position, maybe this is not where I was hoping he would play, considering how he performed against Brentford. I would give McTominay again because he scored. I could give him a 6 because he scored. If he hadn't, he would be on a 5, I think. But because he scored an important goal and he won the game, and that is the most important stat in football, I would give McTominay a 6. Then Bruno Fernandes, the captain, again, another poor performance for me from Bruno. Of course, he had a free kick that hit the crossbar. He was trying to backtrack a bit, running and putting in the hard yards. But again, if you're a number 10, we expect you to make assists. And if you're Bruno, we expect you to assist if not score goals. So for me, because of that, I would give Bruno a 5.5 out of 10. Again, for me, he was average, just slightly above average, maybe. So a 5.5 is decent enough for him. Then Rasmus Højlund, this is, I think, his worst game in a Manchester United jersey. I felt he was not visible at all. Like he was protecting himself. He wasn't 100% fit. I did not feel him at all. So I would give Højlund a 5 without fear of, or favor. Hoyland was not at his Hoyland best, and these games will always come. I think he has been exciting all games he has played for United, really, since he joined us. Even when he didn't score, we loved how he was involved in the play, the link-up play, and also this for me was average 5 for him. Then Marcus Rashford, again, flattering to deceive, not doing anything. I mean, these days he's not exciting at all. His runs are not even threatening at all. Rashford, for me, would go for a 4.5. He was below average with his potential, way below average. 4.5 is decent. I would give him a 4 another day if we had lost. So 4.5 for Rashford out of 10. On the right, Anthony. Anthony had moments. I'll give Anthony a 5. He was average. Let me just even put it at that. I won't even go into explanations and all. I will give him 5 because that is obviously always around where he is. He's always a 5 out of 10 performer most times. He's there. So yeah, then of course the substitutes that came on, Eriksen and Garnacho, put on some bit of impact. I would give both of them a 6 because they came and tried to change the game. We had a better second half, mostly because of them. So I would give both of them a 6. So for me, our best player was Harry Maguire. That's my view. Give me your opinion. But overall, I would give Manchester United an average, a below average performance. I would give United the entire team overall. I would give them a Okay, 5. Let me give them a 5, an average performance. I'll give them a 5. I'll give Eric Ten Hag a 5.5 because of the substitutions he made. Uh, but by and large, guys, we've got to improve. I mean, the marks I'm giving just show you one thing, that there is a long way for us to go as Manchester United. We cannot keep performing like this if we are going to compete with teams like Arsenal that fight from 2 goals down in a London derby at the Stamford Bridge and get a draw like that. I feel we've got to step up our game a lot, a lot. Otherwise, we'll be there, pretending, and before you know it, the season will be gone. The beauty is everything is not so far away from us. I mean, just 7 points off the top is what? 7 points is 2 wins and a draw. So that means you expect Arsenal to win, to lose 2 games, you win the two, and you beat them, beat Man City. Can we? I mean, that's wishful thinking. But anyhow, Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Let me know what you thought about that victory over Sheffield United. How do you rate the players? Who were your top performers? Were you impressed? Or were the players looking a bit rusty from the international break? What's your opinion? I will be glad to read it and enjoy it. Catch you later, fam.